Welcome to the very first episode of Kepo Say Hello, brought to you by the National Museum of Natural Science in Taichung, Taiwan. In this podcast series, we're going to talk about things in the natural world that span space and time, from the very small to the gigantic, from the past to even our future. I'm your host, Dr. Audrey, and I can't wait to go on today's journey with you. Have you heard the English expression, "It's a chicken and egg situation"? We use it when we don't know the cause of something, or when two things are so connected that it's hard to say which started first. Later on in this episode, we'll practice using this expression in conversation. But first, really, what did come first, the chicken or the egg? On one hand, you might think the chicken came first because it lays the egg. On the other hand, you might say the egg came first because chickens hatch from eggs. What's your guess? To answer this question, we have to travel far, far back in time for a clue. Millions of years ago, dinosaurs roamed the planet Earth. There were many different kinds of dinosaurs. Some were as big as buildings, and others were small, say the size of chickens. You can see examples of fossilized dinosaurs and dinosaur models at our museum and in many other natural history and science museums around the world. So picture a dinosaur. What color is it? How big is it? Is it standing on 2 or 4 legs? But many of you know that not all dinosaurs disappeared. They evolved into something we see and maybe even hear every day. Birds. Now think back to the last bird you saw. What color was it? How big was it? Was it singing or making a sound? So you've now got a dinosaur and a bird in your mind. If you pictured a small, meat-eating dinosaur, such as a raptor, then your dinosaur and your bird are related. Birds that we see today evolved from these theropod dinosaurs. So therefore, it's fair to say that birds are dinosaurs. So how do we know that birds are related to dinosaurs? Well, if we look at a bird today, we see some of the same features that also existed in dinosaurs. This is one of the coolest things about studying evolution. It shows us how species can change over time. Let's start with feathers. We know that birds today have feathers. Feathers are colorful. They're great for flying, most of the time anyway. But did you know that many dinosaurs had feathers too? One of the most famous examples is Velociraptor. Yes, that same Velociraptor you might remember from the movies. Even though it wasn't a bird, it had feathers. These feathers weren't used for flying, but they probably helped to keep the dinosaur warm, or maybe to help it attract a mate, just like how male birds today show off their feathers to impress others. But remember, not all dinosaurs had feathers, but many of the smaller bird-like ones did. Feathers are one of the strongest links between dinosaurs and birds. And over millions of years, these feathers evolved to become more useful for flying, leading to the development of modern birds. Another key feature is hollow bones. Birds have very light, hollow bones, which help them fly. If their bones were heavy, flying would be much harder. Many dinosaurs, especially the smaller ones that are closely related to birds, also had hollow bones. This feature made these dinosaurs lighter and faster. So as birds evolved to fly, they kept this important trait. Okay, just one more example for today's conversation. Let's not forget about scales. Birds may have feathers, but they still have scales on their feet. This is a reminder of their reptilian past. Dinosaurs, too, had scales. In fact, scales were the common feature of many reptiles, including dinosaurs. While some dinosaurs developed feathers, others kept their scales, just like how birds today have both feathers and scales. There are actually several more examples of how birds and dinosaurs are related. If you're visiting the National Museum of Natural Science in Taichung, you can head on over to the Life Sciences Hall and learn more about evolution, dinosaurs in the past, and dinosaurs today. So let's go back to our original question. What came first, the chicken or the egg? What do you think now? If chickens are birds and birds are dinosaurs, if you walk into our museum's Life Sciences Hall, you'll see a model of an oviraptor nest with baby oviraptors hatching from their eggs. That's right, eggs. This model is based on fossils found in Mongolia, showing dinosaurs nesting, protecting, and caring for their eggs. Speaking of eggs, the eggshells of birds and dinosaurs are actually quite similar in structure. Both laid hard-shelled eggs, which help protect the developing baby inside. So, long before chickens existed, dinosaurs were already laying eggs. In fact, reptiles, fish, and even some amphibians laid eggs long before chickens were around. So the answer is, the egg came first. Dinosaurs were laying eggs millions of years before chickens appeared. So the next time someone tells you that something is a chicken and the egg situation, you'll know the real answer to this saying. But how do we use the English expression? Here are some examples. First, two friends are talking. The first friend says, I need experience to get a job, but I need a job to get experience. Their friend answers, wow, that's a real chicken and egg problem. In this interaction, friend 1 is expressing frustration about a common challenge. She needs job experience to get hired, but how does she get that experience without first having a job? The second friend recognizes this and calls it a chicken and egg problem. This means they understand that it's difficult to figure out how to break the cycle, where one outcome depends on the other one. The expression perfectly captures the challenge of this circular dilemma, where one thing can't easily happen without the other. Here's another example. The first student says, I want to speak better English, but I'm too nervous to practice. Their friend answers, that's a chicken and egg situation. You need to practice to get better, but it's hard to practice when you're nervous or embarrassed. Why is this a chicken and egg situation? If you speak another language, do you know of a similar expression describing when two things are so connected, it's hard to say which one caused the other? I'll leave you to think about this and about eggs and chickens and dinosaurs until the next time we meet here on Kebo Say Hello. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you at the National Museum of Natural Science soon. Bye!